Thanks to Shopify for sponsoring this video.
Wow, well folks, this right here is one of the coolest game rooms I have had the pleasure of picking in. I'm here with my new friend Alan, who's digging out some DS stuff down there, who just brought me into, I didn't even realize what I was really walking into with this game room. He had me out to buy some amiibos for sure, and hopefully some other stuff. We're gonna get into some negotiations later, but right now I'm just so struck by it. Look at this. Just floor to ceiling games and toys and memorabilia. I feel like I'm gonna have to look around here and just appreciate everything that's here. We've got like a Turtles wall right here. We've got some PlayStation over here, some box consoles over here, and then maybe my favorite part is the little Mega Man shrine corner over here. I don't know if I've ever seen, honestly, this much Mega Man stuff all in one space. This is inspiring. So our first little stack here, the DS and 3DS stuff, is this part of what you said you had price charted?
It is not. I have not gotten to this.
Okay. Is a lot of this stuff like complete?
Everything there should be complete.
Okay. And then we've got a couple like console boxes here, a couple 2DS boxes that are just empty, as well as the Mario and Luigi Dream Team 3DS XL, which is in beautiful shape with the box and everything. So Alan, let's see if we can get the ball rolling a little bit here with some of these. For this box 3DS, what would you say to 200? Is that fair?
That's fair.
Okay. And then for these boxes, I can sell these just on their own, and sometimes I do. Would $30 for the pair be fair?
That works.
Okay. And then, oh yeah, who could forget up here? This is the version of the DS that I actually had. I had the blue one. I think I could probably do 40 for this.
Okay.
Also, folks, check out the retro case. This, I think, was maybe originally for Game Boy Color. Well, I could probably do like 15 on that. Is that cool?
Yeah.
And then on these stacks of games, I'll have to do a little bit more mental math, but I'll let you guys know what we end up coming up with. So, folks, the ball is officially rolling. We ended up coming to a total of around $570, I believe, on all of the DS stuff. The highest dollar title here was Metroid Samus Returns Special Edition. This one actually does sell often enough to go on Amazon and goes in the range of like 170 or 180 after fees. So that was definitely the highest dollar one. The rest of it is a lot of just solid bread and butter stuff, which I love for my business. I mean, you've got Castlevanias, Kingdom Hearts, Mario titles, Nintendogs. So this is all stuff, especially since it's complete, that'll do really well. So I wanted to start with the kind of stuff that I knew I could make really solid offers on. So folks, next up, we're coming on down to the GameCube shelf. Now, apparently you said you've had this since the system came out.
Some of it, like the
Okay.
Mega Man stuff I've had. You know, I bought a lot of these titles when the system launched.
So I would say if you're kind of on the fence about selling it, I'll start shooting you numbers on like individual games. And then if those tickle your fancy, cool. If not, no big deal. You can hold on to them.
I love buying GameCube lots because the average value of a GameCube game is much higher than the average PS2 or 360 game. And as I'm going through these and making offers, I wanted to tell you guys about a new way my business is expanding with Shopify.
So I'll start with some of, are there any, like, are you trying to keep any specific like series, franchises, anything like that?
Well, of course, Mega Man's a big one for me.
Yeah.
Zelda.
So I won't touch those.
Shopify is an all-in-one commerce platform that allows anyone, even clueless fake gamers like me, to start, grow, and manage a business. I just set up my store for the first time to start selling my custom Switch cases, and it literally took me like 2 hours.
I could be at $30 for this. Normally goes around 40.
Okay.
Should we make a maybe pile?
Yeah, let's
that
do
you can
that.
think about.
Shopify makes tools for new merchants like a business name generator and Shopify Learn, which is a set of courses on how to level up your business. But my favorite part is that they have no final value fees on goods you sell. You just pay the monthly store fee and a credit card processing fee to sell something. That's it. It literally saves me like 10% in fees on every sale compared to other platforms I've sold on.
This one would probably be like 10.
Okay.
Paper Mario. This one I could be at like 60.
Okay, let's put that in the maybe pile.
Rejected!
This one's the yes. Okay, got our first GameCube game, folks. Feels good.
I'm stoked about how affordable it is to sell on Shopify because it means I'm going to start putting together wholesale lots to sell to you guys at like 40 to 70% of market value. A lot of inventory doesn't fit all that well on other platforms for me, but would do great for other sellers, and Shopify is the perfect way to list those items.
Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, I know I can be at 35. Sonic Riders, I think, is more like 15.
Okay.
You can go check out my store now and my first wholesale lots while supplies last at the link in the description, and sign up for your own free trial of Shopify at shopify.com/PhoenixResale. Thanks a bunch again to Shopify for sponsoring.
And then Mario
That one is
Strikers.
actually, between 60 to 80.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I could probably be at 45.
Okay, let's put that one right here.
Okay.
Caleb, this might be the most unappealing angle you've ever shot something. Dear Lord, switch it up soon. And in the meantime, here's a June bug outside of my window. Oh!
This one, yeah, it's in good shape. Yeah, I could be at 15. Looks like 25. This would be a 30. Came away with this solid stack. Honestly, a good chunk of the shelf of GameCube stuff. The rest of this ended up being 310. I would say everything in total maybe was like around double that or so. This stack had a good amount of like the low to mid-dollar titles, and then these ones definitely had a few gems in there. And this is the stack that he did decide to go ahead and keep. I told him,
Are you actually filming like with the potato?
honestly, pretty much anyone, if they're on the fence about Mario Strikers and Melee, I'm gonna say just go ahead and keep it. You'll probably not regret it. All right, so Alan, before we continue with the wheeling and dealing, I did just want to ask, what are some of the coolest single pieces in your whole game room that people might not necessarily recognize if they're not looking for it?
Well, I do like my box sets.
Okay.
So I do like collecting, limited edition stuff. I do buy limited run.
Yeah.
One of the coolest things I have, a Capcom variant of Mega Man 6, and I don't know if a lot of people know about this.
Okay, so what's the actual history behind it?
So the story so far, from what I've been able to gather just by researching online, is that Capcom actually had some printed up. They were intending to sell it here in the US. I would consider it a first print.
Okay, because of this little Capcom up here?
Right.
What do the normal ones have?
It looks similar. They changed the logo up a bit.
Oh, that's super cool, the side-by-side.
Side by side.
Yeah. So give me an idea, what's the difference in price for these?
This one, I think, online for a loose cart goes for between 40 to 60 bucks.
Okay.
This is kind of hard to put a price on because there's not many of them out there. And
It's that rare. But loose, you were saying earlier, maybe like in the 1,500 range or so?
I seen one sell last year for right around 17.
It's called investment.
Wow. So 40 to 1,700. That's the difference that print runs can make on these old games. Thank you for showing me. That's really cool. All right, Alan, you gotta give me the scoop on these. This is a Windows Super Nintendo emulation disc. Is that right?
That's what it appears to be. I've never actually opened it. These were in a box of stuff I got at a swap meet over on the East Coast. We call them flea market.
Sure, the dark ages of emulation right here. I'm glad we've moved past this. Holy cow. I have to say I've never seen anything like that.
Somebody put a lot of work into it. I mean,
right. All right, if anyone in the comments, any viewers know anything about those, I'd love to hear it. Definitely let us know. All right, we're back into haggle mode here, folks. Looking at the little Wii section here, and what I like about this is not only is everything complete and in nice shape, as pretty much everything in this collection has been, but we're looking at a lot of like main best-selling kind of games, which are the ones that I really like to stick to if I can. Okay, maybe. Okay, this is actually one that I do have to look up. Castlevania Judgment. Honestly, I expected it to be a lot more valuable. This one you may want to hang on to if you're a Castlevania guy, because I can only offer like $5.
Okay, that's fine. I'll hang on to it.
The reason I've been gravitating so much more to fast-selling games, even over like obscure high-dollar games, is that my business model recently has been buy low and sell fast. This allows me in any given year to turn over my money way more times, resulting in both higher revenue and higher profits overall.
Battle Revolution, I could do 20. Killer soundtrack on this, by the way, folks, if you haven't heard it. I love the music in this game.
A fierce blow. Kyogre barely holds on.
And then Mario All-Stars, I think also could be a 20 for me.
I think I'll hang on to it.
Brawl, I think I could do 15.
Now, since we do sell on Amazon and can pay such high numbers for AAA titles and handhelds, we'll often have resellers reach out and ask if we have some sort of a buy list of the games and consoles that we pay the best for. And the answer is technically yes, we do, but right now we're only sending it to the most serious video game resellers and vendors. If that's you, you're welcome to hit us up at the email and just send us like a picture of your inventory or a sales screenshot, and we can get it to you that way if you're interested.
Oh, it's our man.
And that's how I became rich.
this one looks more valuable. This one I could do 35.
Okay.
And coming away with Pokken, Mario 3D, and Nintendo Land.
Nice!
So those will go in this stack. Then this I'll hand off to... So 70, 85 plus 35 is 20. So folks, at this point, Alan and I have been digging into the good old PS2 section, and we came away with a couple stacks so far. We still do have like a really solid shelf to go, but wanted to update you guys. We have 2 stacks here. Each were worth around $100, or each is, I'm paying around $100
Nobody cares.
piece for those stacks. And then we also have some like low to $mid sealed games here, which is just kind of cool to see.
Nobody cares.
King of Fighters 11, Onimusha Warlords, and Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2, which is definitely the best one. All right, so folks, the question on the table right now, by the way, we finished the PlayStation section, ended up paying $50 for this PlayStation Classic, which is new. And then we've got all of these stacks. I think the remainder of the PS2 games that I hadn't shown ended up being like another couple $100 or so. It's a lot of like common kind of lower dollar stuff in here, but all stuff for the most part that'll sell pretty quick, which I love. But the question right now is, he asked me if I'm interested in consoles. Now, normally I don't mess a ton with consoles because they take a little bit more work with like testing and prepping and all that stuff. However, Alan's got a good number that are in really solid condition with boxes. I told him that because I'm selling mostly on Amazon, something like this, a Nintendo 64 that has the original box, I'm only gonna still sell for the price of a regular N64 on Amazon because you can't really upload pictures easily, so I'm not normally the best buyer on something like this.
Nobody cares.
But on a console like a Wii, where the box really doesn't add all that much value, I can still make some pretty decent offers, assuming that the console is complete and in really nice shape and everything. So Alan, which ones of these were you actually looking to sell, do you know?
Probably this one and the Mario bundle down there.
Do you know if they're like in really solid shape, like with the games and everything?
I'm almost positive everything that originally came with it is in there.
Okay. Do you know where the remote might be? Because the console does seem to be in pretty decent shape. Oh yeah, that's pretty. Also folks, important to note on these, there are a couple different models of black Wiis, maybe of the white Wiis too. Some of them actually are not GameCube compatible. You want to know the ones that sit on their sides like this, I believe, do not have the GameCube ports. So make sure when you're buying and selling Wiis to check the listing and check the compatibility of the model that you're getting. Just a little hot reseller tip for you.
I'm pretty sure that's not a hot reseller tip and everybody in the world knows about that. You all know about that, right?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, duh.
Yep.
I don't know anybody who doesn't know that.
Duh.
What kind of scumbag doesn't know that?
Obviously.
Everyone knows that.
Obviously.
Well, no crap. Get a real job, Caleb.
So what's the story with the Amiibo collection, Alan?
So I started collecting right when they came out.
Uh-huh.
And I think I initially collected the first wave, maybe the first 2. Then it just got to the point where I wasn't interested, couldn't keep up.
But a lot of the rest of these, I mean, keeping everything sealed is always great. The only thing that makes me hesitate on these a little bit, just in general, is that collectors can be really particular with condition. And it looks like all of these are at least starting out in excellent shape. The question is always, what shape are they in once Amazon is done delivering them? Any ones in particular that you remember that were like, hidden gems or anything?
I've had people tell me the gold Mario and the platinum Mario were kind of rare too, but
Okay, looks like the Famicom edition of that. These ones, they are rare, but at least value-wise, they look probably rarer than they are. There are other ones like the Amiibo, or not Amiibo, the Mii, like the Brawler, Fighter, and Swordsman. Those go for a lot, weirdly enough. Well, cool. This was one lot that we did decide on the price ahead of time. We're doing a flat $600 for all of, at least besides the special edition ones down here. Were there any really cool ones you wanted to show off?
it's Mega Man and Zelda. Can't go wrong with either, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mega Man being my favorite video game franchise of all time.
So folks, coming on over here, this is another part of the collection that I didn't realize he actually did have price charted as well, which is the Saturn stuff. You said that this was worth a total of $2,300.
Yes,
Is that right?
Yeah, pretty much everything there, and then the imports that I have over here.
Yeah, so definitely some high dollar coveted titles in here. And there are a good number of the like either disc only or like sleeved ones up here. And then some import stuff. You said, was this included on the list?
This was, yeah. So
Yeah.
these here.
Yeah, Saturn imports are always like kind of a head scratcher for me. Some of them like don't go for almost anything, and some of them the value really surprises surprises me.
Yeah, this one was kind of hard to, because it's a sample.
Yeah.
Apparently there was a regular version and then a sample version, I guess, that was sent out to like video game magazines in Japan.
Oh, that's cool.
So, but I mean, it's the same disc.
Yeah, you gotta love pieces with history.
So.
And folks, I'm very upfront about stuff like this. Like, this is kind of part of my philosophy of doing business. I just said, like, Saturn stuff, it doesn't do the best for me, so I just straight up might not be the best buyer. I try to be as honest about that as I really can, in case people do want to feel out other offers. But I'm curious, did you have, like, a price in mind that you would be happy with on, like, just selling the $2,300 lot?
I mean, I don't know that I could go lower than 1,000, just because, you know, I know what it's worth. And
Totally. 1,000 was kind of the range that I was at. Normally, I like to be at around half. Something that is, like, a little bit of a tougher seller.
Right.
That, like, I can't necessarily just throw onto Amazon, and Saturn stuff I pretty much never can, would fall into that category. But I mean, $1,000 is a very reasonable range. I'll let you do some thinking on it, and if you do decide that 1,000 is a number that you're happy with, I think I can swing that.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, appreciate it. All right, so folks, just a couple minutes later, Alan hit me with a counter offer, $1,150, but also thrown in are a couple of consoles. One of them is just like a standard, you said US Saturn console.
This is the Japanese.
And then this one, yeah, here is the Japanese version, which is modded to be region-free, you said?
Yeah, so it's got the region-free BIOS, it's been recapped, laser's been recalibrated.
And part of the reason I am willing to push my margins just slightly on this, because like normally they're slower sellers. We've got a couple of live stream shows coming up fairly soon where we're going to be doing a ton of Sega stuff. So it's honestly a pretty good time for me to be buying it. But yeah, I appreciate your flexibility, man. That sounds
thanks,
great.
man.
Hey, thanks so much. Now, folks, as I'm sitting down to go through the rest of this PS3 section here, I wanted to share with you guys a couple things that I don't believe in when doing bulk deals. Number one, I don't believe in trying to squeeze every dollar out of every game that you possibly can. I know on a lot of these games, like, I could offer 8 rather than 10, or 20 rather than 25, but I think when you're trying to get as much value as you possibly can and leave as little for the other person, people can sense that, and it doesn't leave them with a good feeling. And the other thing that I don't believe in is pressuring people to sell stuff, right? I want to be very clear with every collection, every collector that I do business with, like, what you want to keep, you should keep. Like, I'm not here to buy everything. And especially when I go to, like, you know, friends' houses or I'm meeting new people, I'm not trying to buy stuff that's not for sale. I think that's poor form and it makes people uncomfortable. And if you want to be able to do business with people long term, if you want to be in this business for a while, you have to be someone that makes people comfortable and that people want to do repeat business with. Alan, you have any guesses? Just did a bunch of calculating here. What the final total might be?
3,500.
Oh man, you're actually pretty close, folks. It's actually $4,280.
Nice.
Appreciate all the deals and for being flexible and just showing me around your home. This is really excellent. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you working with me, man.
Folks, as crazy as this collection purchase has been, if you want to see me buy an even larger collection, check out this video right down here. And Alan and I will catch you guys on the flip.